Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And some room to roam now. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. That good for 22 and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On second down, here's Allen. Over the middle, it's Holmes. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Throwing is Allen on third. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And fortunately, the Bills jump on it and get it back. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Allen, going to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Holmes. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Good to see this man running again. Here's Chris Carson. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
Now Allen throwing on 2nd down. Being chased out left. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this second half. The Bills on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. Back now in Buffalo. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. On the counter, here's McCoy. Able to power through. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. LaShawn McCoy, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills are an extra point away from tying the football game. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. So out now come the Jets. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They begin with a run by Corral. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Jets on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. The shotgun snap for Darnold. And this is going to be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Now McCoy. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll go again to McCoy. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Check 43. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney. Barney. You can't block me. You can't block me.
They go now to McCoy. He's seen a ton of action this afternoon. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Another run. This time it's Ivory. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Now it's Carson. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he'll check this one down to McCoy. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, got three down. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
They give it to Ivory. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Leopard. Leopard. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
On second down, Ivory. This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
They'll give it up to Ivory. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. You've got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Right there. Jay, baby.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. And Hauschka's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
New York set to take the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock, so tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. They'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 54 yards. Still time to go for the win, but they've got to get up and spike it quickly. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Back to throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. The improv act, they're good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Now to try the Jets field goal, Cairo Santos. And his kick here is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. They'll set up the screen to McCoy. He finds an opening past the 40 and all the way up to the 46. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And New York set to take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. The pitch to Crowell. He can't get him down. Space to maneuver at the 40. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down.
I remember playing, and from a safety's perspective, when you saw a toss play and trying to see guys get to the edge and get outside, that was always a tough moment because where do you go to pick up the ball carrier? If they seal the edge and seal the perimeter, they're going to bounce that outside, and it's a lot longer run, and you've got to make sure your angle is right because once they get to the edge, they're going to pick up good yardage. Your job now is to make sure they don't go all the way for a touchdown. You have to become an excellent tackler against a lot of bodies out leading a runner. And on this play, the defenders were finally able to rally to the ball after a big pickup of yardage and hurt him out of bounds.
Crowell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Tackle made there by Matt Milano. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
Darnold, his first throw in overtime. That's caught right side by Anderson. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stun silence an extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Jets, it's a 4th win on the year as they move to 4-9. And they'll head back home next week to take